She always answers a question with a question because she wants to hear Rose's side of the story. And Rose is like, I have no idea what's going on. Welcome back once again to another bookish review. The book we are going to be talking about today is Shadowkissed, the third book in the Vampire Academy series. So, like always, if you do not want this book or the two that came before it spoiled for you, you can go ahead and leave. I won't be mad at you. I don't like spoilers either. Assuming all of those that don't want spoilers are gone, let's get into this. Now, this book takes place 3 weeks after they escaped the kidnapping that happened in the second book. And in this book, we very much get to dive into Rose's psyche and how she's feeling after that whole event. She feels like it is all her fault because if she never would have told Mason where the Strigoi was, he never would have took the others and went there, and he would still be alive. But she doesn't really have any time to dwell on it because the school is in this big event session where the teachers are going to act like Strigoi and attack the trainees at any moment in time to see if they are able to protect the Moroi that they are being assigned to, who ends up not being Liza because the teachers are afraid that she is too used to that advantage that their one-way bond gives them, that she has it too easy with Liza. So they assign her to somebody else, namely Christian. She tries to go through the testing and feels like she's ready to guard her Moroi from the Strigoi or the teachers. But the first time she gets attacked by a Strigoi, she freezes because she ends up seeing the ghost of Mason. And she's like, okay, I really am losing my mind. I am seeing Mason. Either I'm going crazy or Mason is out for revenge from the grave. It's just a lot for her to deal with. And here, because she had froze in seeing Mason's ghost, the teacher is like, what are you doing? You've done compromised your Moroi. Now they're gonna die because you let the Strigoi attack them. They thought that she willingly wanted to kill Christian because she didn't want to be assigned to him. But that wasn't it at all. She just is afraid to tell anyone that she is seeing these ghosts because she is afraid that she will be told she's crazy and that no one would believe her and that she's unfit to be a guardian because she's having these delusions. But after an event where she has to leave school in order to protest at the trial of the bad guy from the first book, Victor, to make sure he stays behind bars, she is taken out of the safety of the school's ward and put on a plane. The schools are a safe place because they're guarded by each element of magic, and they're guarded by life, so nothing undead can enter. But when she is up in the plane, she gets bombarded by ghosts, like so much so that she passes out, and that's finally when people are like, what is going on with you? And she finally tells truth. And they're like, okay, you're going to be put on probation for this assignment. We're not going to come at you as often. You're not going to guard Christian 24/7, and you need to see a counselor. Rose is reluctant at first. She's like, but I need this assignment because if I don't pass this assignment, I'm not going to graduate. I don't want to talk about it. I don't need to talk about it. But finally, after being told that if she does not do the assignment, she will fail, she goes and talks to the counselor. The counselor never talks to her. It's always asked questions. She always answers a question with a question because she wants to hear Rose's side of the story. And Rose is like, I have no idea what's going on. At first I thought it was because I felt guilty or because I was having PTSD. Then that thing on the plane happened and now I don't know what to think. I think I'm going crazy. I have always liked psychology. That's one of the reasons I like true crime. I like seeing how the detectives work to solve it using knowledge and clues. I like to see why the psycho did what they did. I like to read stories to see the characters grow and to watch their struggles and to see how the struggles affect them. And that's the same reason I like to watch movies, because I like to see how people tick. I love the psychology, and this book dove into the psychology, and it didn't sugarcoat it. Rose isn't some Mary Sue. She screws up. She feels terrible. She has guilt. She's not gonna stake some vampires and then walk away unscathed. it affects her. And that's very well done and very well shown in this book. But as Rose starts to like finally open up about seeing ghosts, there is also something happening in the background, and that's this group of higher up Moroi in the school have formed like this secret society group and are going around bullying and torturing other Moroi to get them to use compulsion and to get them in their group. So she has to deal with figuring out what's going on with that too, because she has no idea why Moroi keep turning up beaten up in the infirmaries. So there's just a lot happening. You have the wards weakening, you have the secret society, you have the ghosts, you have the assignment. A lot of stuff is happening, but none of it felt like too much. A lot was happening, but it was all connected. It turns out that the reason the wards were weakening, which was the reason she could see Mason's ghost in the first place, because the students that were going around beating up other students were using all different forms of magic close to the barrier, so it was canceling out the barrier's power. And that ends up coming to a head when it's weak enough for Strigoi to enter it. And also, on top of all of that, we get to find out through a character that was briefly mentioned in the second book, Adrian, who can also work with spirit like Liza can. He can see Rose's aura, and he constantly brings up the fact like, oh, your aura is so dark. Finally, he eventually finds out why. And that's because she is taking Liza's bad energy and taking it into herself every time Liza uses her magic. This was a really well written book. I liked how there was so much happening, but it all made sense because it all was connected together. And at the end, this is a major spoiler, so if you don't want this whole book spoiled, you can leave now. But at the end, Rose says, "Screw you, I'm out," leaves the academy, legally signs herself out. And we are finally not haggard by the academy's rules anymore, or their setting. So it is going to be so interesting to find out what happens in the next book, because we're no longer trapped in the academy. And I am so excited to see where it goes, because it's already a good story, and now that we're no longer confined by the academy drama, I cannot wait. Okay, hope to see you next time. Bye, guys.